from me. I don't know a lot of people who read your little Time magazine. Welcome into the Bro Force Squad podcast. This is episode 58, our 2019 movie preview show. I am your host, Jeff Hornacek. If you have not listened to us before, if you have, thank you so much for checking us out. We are just a bunch of bros drinking beer and watching movies. For this episode, we call in all of the members on our roster, the main 25-man roster, I guess you could say, to get their predictions for the year and movies ahead. So let's go around and meet the fellow bros. First, we go in the lab to the mad scientist, Brian Banner. Brian, I heard that you have a very interesting new item you're collecting. I know some people collect stamps, some people collect bottle caps. What are you collecting in 2019?
Fossilized poop.
All right. Can I ask why?
Well, why not?
Can I add another follow-up? Please don't. All right, and that moves us to our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger. Matt, you got a gift card to Applebee's over Christmas, but as we've discussed multiple times on the pod, you're not allowed to go anymore because you're banned. What's the plan?
Well, unlimited appetizers isn't really unlimited when you bring your whole damn family and you're trying to just, get a cheap meal. So I just said one thing to the manager, maybe said some words that I'm not ever going to take back in a fucking court of law. And so now I go to Chili's, long story short, where they know how to treat people with a little fucking respect.
Way to stick it to them. Applebee's is eating good in the neighborhood. Is Chili's slogan just baby back ribs? That's a lot weaker.
I believe so, yeah.
Any
but
Chili's employees?
The ribs fuck,
more.
though. The ribs fuck.
There we go. And last to our legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli. Ronnie, I heard that you were actually almost disbarred from practicing specifically podcast law. You want to elaborate on what happened?
Yeah, I was unfortunately representing a couple different podcasts out there who going to remain nameless, and I advised them to go ahead and commit murder to other podcasts, and it didn't go so well. Luckily, you guys are still alive. They didn't get to you yet.
So you told them to come kill us?
What? Sorry, I had a cough.
Honestly, people are so jealous of us because we're like the hot podcast. They probably wanted to kill us anyway.
We're so damn hot right now.
Just like Hansel, we're so damn hot right now. All right, guys, this is our 2019 movie preview show, as we stated earlier. We've been fortunate enough to do this the previous 2 years, and I think we have a format that works pretty well. I think the most fun part of this is at the end of the year. So if you check out episode 57, we actually go back and have to pay the piper for our predictions from the previous year, whether they were right or wrong. But before we get started, this was Brian's idea. Brian, there was a commitment or a pact that you wanted everyone on the pod to make regarding the movies that we talk about this year. Do you want to elaborate on it? Maybe we can come to a consensus or some sort of agreement.
As you guys know, here at the Bro Force Squad podcast, our biggest thing is integrity and holding each other accountable.
Oh, yeah,
things.
Definitely integrity.
We actually need to see every movie on our list for most anticipated, sleeper, and biggest flop this year. Not everybody's on the pod, just your own. Last year especially, we all had at least one movie that we named at the beginning of the year that we didn't even see. So any movie you name, you actually have to see.
Yeah. I'm kind of embarrassed to say that happened. We all saw a fuck ton of movies. We just kind of forgot what we talked about at the beginning of the year. So let's all put our hands in the center. Let's make a pact before we graduate high school. We all get laid and we see our top 3 movies that we talk about this year. Can we agree to that?
Yeah, deal.
Ronnie, is this a verbal contract? Is this holding?
It is a verbal contract, yeah, unless any of you are drunk.
I'm pretty sure we're all drunk.
Yeah, so none of this holds any. We shouldn't have given us that caveat. Now we all have an out.
You can edit that out.
All right, as Banner previously stated, we do this show in 3 separate categories. So we're skipping our normal chest day, our protein shake, and our do you even lift broad just to give you our year's predictions. So we are going to predict our most anticipated movie of the year, our biggest sleeper film of the year, basically a film that's kind of flying under the radar. We don't think people are talking about too much that we're really excited for. And then our biggest flop of the year, which can either mean a flop at the box office or one that we just think is going to unfortunately suck. And then at the end, we'll leave some time for some honorable mentions, some things we want to talk about that just don't quite fit into any of those three categories, or maybe that we just didn't have time to bring up. So we get started with our most anticipated movie of 2019. Brian, to the lab, why don't you get us kicked off?
The Space Between Us.
God damn it. That's 2 years old and you never saw it.
He still hasn't seen it.
I'm still fucking anticipating it, even though
here's
it's
the
come
thing.
out.
Here's the thing. We made a pact. I said it. Now I have to see it. Fuck. No,
I
in all
honestly
seriousness,
hope we were done talking about that.
it will never be done talking about it. In all seriousness, Angel Has Fallen. It's the third installment to the Olympus Has Fallen and the London Has Fallen series. I just like those two movies. They're just fun action movies, in my opinion. I'm excited to see this third one. It's going to kind of flip it on its head. Basically, Gerard Butler's character, instead of saving the president, gets framed for killing the president or the Secretary of State or something like that. So I think it'll be kind of fun, him trying to clear his name. I'm excited for it. Like I said, they're just fun action movies. You give me an action movie with Gerard Butler in it, I'm in. And this is the third one in a series, so you know I'm in.
I just have to bring this up. If the plot is that he's framed for killing the president, how would that make any fucking sense? He's already saved his life twice. If he wanted him dead, why wouldn't he have just let him die before?
Maybe he's just tired. Maybe he wants to retire, and maybe he's just tired of saving him.
He's sick of the president never saves his life.
President hasn't once said thank you. Or even gotten me a fucking Christmas card.
There's been no cost of living raises or even a performance bonus.
All right. I did actually like the first one. I didn't see London Has Fallen, but I'll give that one a shot. Matt Geiger, we go to you. Your most anticipated movie of 2019.
There's a lot of good movies in 2019, it looks like. Looks like there's a lot of great movies, but this movie might be the greatest movie ever fucking made. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yup.
With Tarantino, Brad Pitt, Leo DiCaprio. Those are two of my favorite fucking actors, and they're in the same movie.
How have they never been in a movie before?
Never been in a movie before.
Illegal,
Margot Robbie, Al
power.
Pacino, James Marsden. I guess Justin Kurt Russell's in this. This has the cast, the writing, everything to be better than The Departed, better than Pulp Fiction, better than Blow.
Wow.
This could be better than any fucking movie ever, and all of those are on my top 10 list. I'm very anticipated is not the word. This is a movie that comes along once every 10 to 20 years, and I'm very fucking excited to see it. And I'll see it opening night. No bullshit, for sure.
And I believe it centers around the Manson murders in Hollywood, so I'm hoping he kind of does what he did.
Hollywood in the 60s. I mean, who doesn't love that?
I'm hoping he does what he did with Inglourious Bastards, where it's like fictitious revisionist history, where he kind of like changed the outcome of World War II.
Yeah.
That could be pretty interesting. All right, Cyclo, we always look forward to your picks for the pod because they're a little bit off the radar often. So what's your most anticipated?
No, I'll take this a little more seriously this time. So if you really go down the list of 2019 movies, it's just the world we live in right now. The majority of them, vast majority of them, are prequels, sequels, remakes,
soft reboots.
Soft reboots.
It's a thing now.
Honestly, I think I was looking at a list of 50 movies anticipated, and 42 of them were based on something before. So, I mean, I can sit here and say, of course, I'm excited for Episode 9 for Star Wars. You know, Aladdin's my favorite Disney movie. I mean, I can say I'm excited about it, albeit hesitant to see what they do with that. But for me, because of originality and because of what Get Out did, I'm going with Jordan Peele's Us.
Hell yeah.
I just have to be excited about originality in Hollywood right now. It just is far and few between. And while I don't know what we're getting from it, we all saw the trailer, and that's why I got excited about it. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to feel when I see it, but I just have to respect it. And if it's anything like Get Out, I'm going to be it's going to be incredible. So I love what he's doing. I love what he's writing. I love what he's, the impact he's having on Hollywood right now. And in an era of remakes, he's doing something different.
It looks.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah, and I'm glad that I don't know what the fuck's going on in the trailer because I
really don't.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I think, cyclist, sort of to your point, I will mention there's sort of a list of movies that fall into the goes without saying, quote unquote, list for this podcast, like Star Wars,
right,
Avengers Endgame. We might not bring them up, but they're obviously massive movies that we're very excited to see. But you don't need to listen to a podcast to hear someone say, I'm excited to see Avengers Endgame. Yeah, no shit.
I think Avengers Endgame is going to be cool. Yeah, we fucking know, bro.
Yeah, it is. We're all excited for it. You don't listen to this to hear something that's so glaringly obvious. Same with Star Wars. I'm going to go see Star Wars. Yeah, I'll be there
Thanks
with
for listening.
18 billion other people. So obviously we like those movies. We're excited to see them, but we're here to give you a little bit of a taste of something that might be a little more off the radar, or at least not as mainstream. My most anticipated movie of the year, I have two, so I'll get through them quick. The first one is actually a Netflix original movie, Triple Frontier. We got a trailer for this probably like a month ago, and the reason I'm excited for this is the cast. Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Charlie Hunnam, Garrett Hedlund in my favorite type of movie, a heist movie, dark, gritty, looks like a lot of people get fucking shot and killed. I think this, along with the other one I'm going to predict, 2019 is a year that's going to make or break this battle between streaming services and theaters, because another film with just as high profile actors and directors that is direct to streaming supposedly is The Irishman, if this movie ever comes out. Robert De Niro and Al Pacino and Joe Pesci unretiring, all to reunite. Martin Scorsese writing and directing, de-aging technology being utilized. I'm pretty sure I've already sold everyone out there, but it's coming to Netflix. Supposedly, I guess Robert De Niro has a bit of an issue with that, but it's supposed to come out in 2019. I couldn't find a firm release date. But Triple Frontier and The Irishman are my two most anticipated. Kind of hard to believe that neither of those are coming to theaters. All right. Our second category, our biggest sleeper movie of the year. So these are movies that are a little bit off the radar or maybe aren't being talked about as much now, but we think come the end of 2019, they will be ones that everyone is talking about. We'll just go reverse round robin, Cycly, you first.
Star Wars Episode 9.
Have not heard of it, actually.
No. Unfortunately, I would love to pick, similar to what I did last year, the movie Sleeper came out.
Yeah.
It's a Lifetime original movie. There is no Sleeper 2.
Was it a Lifetime movie? I didn't know.
It was a Lifetime movie.
God damn it.
Unfortunately, I did go check it out after making the pick. I wish I had been on the pod last week to talk about it, because I was going to defend the hell out of Sleeper. Because you guys you now define it a little better, but there was no Sleeper 2. I'm going to go into kind of a movie that I'm not sure if you guys have heard about, but there is a lot of anticipation for, I think. It's called 1917. It's a World War I movie, and I'm a big history buff. And the thing is, we really don't get a lot of World War I movies in Hollywood. World War II really just takes over all the time. This is a major. It's going to be another original movie, which is why I'm excited about it. But Sam Mendes is directing, and he's really keeping the plot quiet. And so, and that's another thing. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen here, but it is a December 2019 release. It tells me there might be some Oscar buzz to it when it comes out. You don't typically release movies around that time, especially historical dramas, that aren't going to have something epic to it. So I'm looking forward to that as a historian, as someone who loves historical war movies. I don't think it's going to be talked about much because it is a World War I movie, and I hope it does something big.
I actually did not even know that was coming out, but I love Sam Mendes' Bond movies, Casino Royale and Quantum
he did
of
such
Solace.
a great. I was going to mention that he did Spectre and Skyfall. I mean, he's coming back out of it. So that was actually the first time I heard about it, because I was curious if he was doing the Bond movie that's coming out in 2020. But yeah, he's been working on this World War I movie for a while. So there's a lot of anticipation to it. So I hope I trust him. He does a good job.
Very good pick. Geiger, to you, biggest sleeper film of the year.
So I'm going to play the odds on this one, since pretty much all of these types of movies have bombed terrible in theaters, except for maybe one I'm thinking of. I'm going a gamer film, going Sonic the Hedgehog.
Wow. Damn it, I was going to talk about that.
Wow.
Good work.
And the reason why is because one has to hit. Like, we're due for a gaming film to hit. And talk about nostalgia. People that usually go to theaters, you're hitting the age demographic of 28 to 32, because those are the people that had Sega Genesis. Sonic was the #1 game. It was badass. Everyone remembers the cartoon. And those are the type of people that are going to go to the movies, drink some beer. I mean, I could see all four of us going to that and having some beer and going and seeing it. It's animated, so it's not going to be, where they do a live action, you're like, oh, that looks stupid. It's going to look pretty much like the game, just probably better because it's not 1994 anymore. And if they put Tails in this and Knuckles,
I want a Knuckles post-credit scene.
If they do a Knuckles post-credit scene and you have Robotnik in it, fuck, dude, I'll go see this. I love Sonic growing up.
I'm
Why
with
not?
you, bro. James Marsden is the voice of Sonic, and Jim Carrey voices Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, it has
Oh.
some good voice actors, and I mean just good actors in general. And I just think that just keep the script, pretty loose and just easy to follow. And I think it could be a good film. I mean, it's not going to make a shit ton of money, but I think could be one that you could get a sequel or two out of.
I really want like a badass guitar riff version of the theme song. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive. Like, fuck yeah, in the theater with
We
a
could
bunch
have
of
like Vince Neil from Motley Crue singing it in the studio.
or
You want it more
Jackson Maine.
edgier? Or like, no, I think we got it, Vince. Thanks.
I don't think you can get edgier than that. I was actually telling Banner about this off pod. A lot of people bitched when the poster came out for that movie, and I was like, can we all shut the fuck up? It's a poster. Like, relax.
I thought it all looked pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm definitely going to give that
Where
one
you
a
see
shot.
it comes out in November, I believe.
Yep, awesome. I'm a huge kid of the 90s. I'll be there with you in theaters. Banner, what do you
Jeff,
got for
you
big?
go ahead and go first. You go first. I don't want to steal your
So
thunder.
excited about
Okay, well, once again, I have two that are kind of connected, and I'm going to predict that one of these two will either have the best actor winner or be the best picture of the year. They are both biopics. The first one is Rocket Man. Taron Egerton of Kingsman of Robin Hood is playing a young Elton John. All we have so far is a promo photo. This role was originally Tom Hardy. And then he had to bow out to do Venom. Of course, we all, how often do you have the choice between playing Venom or Elton John? Too often, right? But Taron Egerton took over. He looks incredible in the role. Obviously, the music is like the main thing that's going to get me in, a bunch of recognizable songs that we know. And I think this has a shot to be definitely in the Oscar conversation. And then another one, we got the documentary on him this past year in Won't You Be My Neighbor. But Tom Hanks busting out the big guns again to play Mr. Rogers in the biopic It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, which is told from the narrative of Mr. Rogers on his deathbed, kind of recounting the story of his life. And I'm very excited for this. I know Tom Hanks has been kind of hit or miss with people the past few years. Some of the Oscar baity stuff like The Post and Sully, but this, I see him as Mr. Rogers. I really do. And one of these two movies, if not both, I think are going to be in the conversation for Best Actor and Best Picture. So Rocket Man, excuse me, and It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood are my two picks for sleeper films. Banner.
All right, guys. I've been hyping this shit up for you guys all fucking day. You guys sitting down? Good.
You know we are. You can see us.
I'm going 2 out of the 3 years winning this category on the pod. I won it last year with Solo. I hit that one out of the park. I'm either going to look like a fucking idiot or a genius. Biggest sleeper movie, Shazam.
All right. It's a roll of the dice for sure.
It has everything going against it. It looks fucking terrible. The DCEU is a fucking disaster. None of us are going to see this opening weekend, but like a month after it comes out and people are like, you know what? It really wasn't that bad. We're going to go see it and go, holy shit, Zachary Levi destroyed it. The DCEU is back.
I like Mark Strong. This is the epitome of a buy low.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saying it.
All right. Well, like you said, I highly doubt at the end of the year we look back and we're like, it was a so-so movie. It's either going to blow us away or it's going to be dog shit. So I respect the balls that it takes to say that.
It's probably going to be dog shit. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Speaking of dog shit movies, the last category.
I feel
before
like
we
I
go to honorable
offended
mentions-
Geiger. Geiger's like staring into my soul right now. He's like, how dare you mock me?
I've thrown in the towel long ago with my DCU. I've already given up, so you can go see it at your own risk. I will not be attending, but go ahead.
Geiger, if he does ever go, will be an extreme protest. That brings us to our last category, our prediction for biggest flop of the year. This is a movie that we either think will be a critical failure or will tank at the box office. Banner, we'll just go right back to you. What's your biggest flop or flops of the year?
Biggest flop is Aladdin. I think it's gonna make a shit ton of money, but I think it is finally going to kill this whole quote, let's make a live action movie that used to be a great cartoon, end quote. I think that dies here. We've had, I don't know, how many of these have they done? Like a half a dozen of them now? Obviously, we have Lion King and Aladdin coming out in the same year. It's a big year for that.
Dumbo's coming out
And
too.
Dumbo, yeah, I
Yeah.
totally forgot about Dumbo. So there's
Mulan in 2020.
Tim Burton, baby.
Yeah, I think Aladdin is going to be the one that actually kills it because I think Lion King, I think it's going to be
The
fine.
Jungle Book, right? Like it's not really live action. I mean, it is, but it is.
Yeah, I think this is the first one that's going to be like actually really live action. I think Will Smith is just going to suck big monkey cock in it, and
Like literally, or
I don't know,
Abu?
because
maybe.
Abu actually looked cute as shit in the promo image.
Yeah, but Abu is hung like a bull.
I don't remember that scene in the cartoon.
It was cut for
Deleted,
timing
sure.
purposes. It was a deleted scene.
You gotta pause it just right on VHS and adjust your tracking, but it's there.
Now, Cycly, before you give us your pick, the animated Aladdin, which shameless plug, check out our movie commentary on it. But that is your feel-good movie, one of your favorites of all time. How do you feel about the live-action version?
Really nervous about it because I do feel like, for me, it's at best is gonna do just as much as the movie. Like I already have that movie, right? Like I'm going into it feeling like it's gonna disappoint. I almost made this my biggest flop. I think there saw a lot of negativity with the promo that was just released like a couple weeks ago, and Will Smith, how he looked. I am really nervous about it. I will see it. I'll probably see it opening weekend. I'm going in with really low expectations.
Yeah. They did confirm, at least Will Smith did, that the genie will actually be blue, even though the promotional images he was not.
I just don't know how they're, going to live up to some of those expectations. Like, how is he ever going to be Robin Williams? Can't be.
Right.
He's not going to ever be Robin Williams. B, I don't think he was blue until everybody was like, what the fuck? Why is he not blue? And they're like, oh shit, let's make him blue.
Disney's like, we can make him blue. It's not that hard. We can make him
And
blue.
with Lion King, can I say really fast with Lion King, like I've seen the musical. Like there are extra scenes. There are additional like stories that there's going to be in the movie. I guarantee it. Like Beauty and the Beast, they added 1 or 2 extra scenes. Lion King, I've seen it on Broadway. The Broadway has extra stuff in it. Actually, one of my favorite songs from Lion King is not in the movie; it's in the Broadway, and I guarantee the movie's going to have it. I don't know what they're going to add to Aladdin to make it different or better or just.
See, I'm not a Will Smith fan at all, but I think he's going to do fine. I mean, he's not going to do Robin Williams, but I think I said this on a previous pod. I think they're going to make Genie rap, which I think would be cool.
I would be down for that.
Rapping Genie.
I think that'd be cool. I mean, you got to play to his strengths. I mean, you can't do.
Oh, I'm sorry, Cycly. Do you not want the Fresh Prince to fucking rap?
I think that'd be cool. I don't know.
I'm going in with low expectations, and I hope I'm wrong. That's what I'm going for. I think Banner has a good pick.
Well, playing off of that, Cycly, what is your biggest flop?
I'm actually going to go with. I had a couple thoughts here, but I think I'm landing on Jumanji 3, or Jumanji really Part 2, however you want to look at it, because it's kind of the same thing with these movies, these remakes. They actually did a lot better with the Jumanji that came out 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think no one had a lot of expectation for that. I mean, I remember when I saw it, my wife and I saw it, we thought it was going to be terrible. And it wasn't. It was funny.
It was fun.
I actually liked it, yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, it was really good. I don't think they're going to hit it twice.
No.
I don't think they got away with it, right? They were playing with house money almost.
That's true.
They're doing this again with the same cast. I mean, we can talk all day about how we feel about certain actors and those in this movie. But, Kevin Hart, I'm just so overplayed right now. And I don't think they're going to get lucky twice. I really don't. I think this is going to be more than a like box office loss. It's going to be more critical. I don't see critics liking this movie. I'll be shocked if it does a good job.
Yeah, I think the surprise factor, the first one, is what made it kind of enjoyable.
Exactly.
But like you said, you can't catch me by surprise a second time. So I'm really not looking forward to that film as well. But again, maybe it will. Who knows? We don't know. Geiger, how about you? Biggest flop?
I picked Jumanji 2 as well, but I'll just layer this onto you, and this is the one reason I picked it, and it's going to flop and it's going to lose a ton of money, because this movie comes out December 13th. The week before, November 27th, Frozen 2 comes out, and December 20th, Star Wars comes out. So they're sandwiched between Frozen
they got one
2
weekend,
and Star Wars. Now, I know what they're thinking. December, they're like, man, we'll run it because a lot of people, will do that Black Friday shopping and go see a movie, or, you got all December to do Christmas shopping. However, Frozen 2 comes out, I'm guessing, I don't know when Thanksgiving is, but that's got to be Black Friday weekend. And then most of the time, if people haven't seen Frozen 2, they're going to see it on December 13th, or they're just going to wait an extra week and go see Star Wars. This is fucking doomed. And we've said that before, where we saw, I think it was Planet of the Apes, Spider-Man, and there was another movie just come out, boom, boom, boom. And after that, they lost a lot of money because you're competing against a lot of great movies. So it's going to lose a lot of money.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because that was something I noticed too when I was reading about it, was the release date. And I'm wondering if they're putting it out on purpose on that date, because they know it is going to suck, and they
try and hide it.
Yeah,
they try to hide it in there. Like, they could have put it any other time, and they put it the worst possible week. And I think
I think November 1st or something like that would be a good time for this movie, but they're just doomed in that position, man. They're just
too much
to
be a summertime movie, in all honesty. But
yeah, I agree. Interesting choice there. All right, my biggest flop. It's kind of crazy if you think about when we started this podcast about 2 years ago, what my excitement level for this movie would have been versus how disappointingly low it is right now. But I'm going to go with the Todd Phillips written and directed Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie. I just cannot believe how little I care about this. And it's almost like, who is the Jeff Hornacek that I see in the mirror when I wake up every morning? Because I grew up with comic books. I fucking love them. The Joker is an iconic character. Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker in The Dark Knight, I still think, is the greatest movie performance I've ever seen, barely edging out Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. But I just don't care about this movie at all. It's not connected to the DCEU. The premise of him being a failed stand-up comic seems almost tongue-in-cheek to me. And Todd Phillips, while he's a great comedic actor, I love all the Hangover movies, I love Old School, I love Due Date. Why is he doing this film? And I know everyone's going to say, well, Martin Scorsese is somehow involved, but like, is he? Was he on set for a day? Did he look at the script and was like, yeah, man, throw my name on this? I don't know. It could be good. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix obviously is a very polarizing actor. He's thrown out some great performances in his career, but I just can't believe how unexcited I am for this movie. But Geiger, I already know what you're going to say. And yes, when the trailer comes out, it will look badass and I will probably want to take this back. But for now, I'm going to say that critics won't like it. I don't know what it'll do at the box office. I don't know if they're going for an R rating, but obviously that will inhibit some of the.
They need to go for an R rating if it's going to be good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just shocked at how unexcited I am right now. But again, we have a lot of time to change. So I'll go with Joker.
I'm going in the same way I'm going with Aladdin, like really hoping it proves me wrong, because I'm excited about it, but I just know it's going to disappoint. And I really like Joaquin Phoenix. And I just feel if I lower my expectations enough, maybe, just maybe, I'll love it.
Yeah, it's like going on a date, just expect nothing and maybe you're pleasantly surprised, basically.
Yeah, Rachel did a great job for me.
How dare you bring her up? If she's listening, return some of my text messages, please. All right, before we close out, honorable mentions. These are a few movies, good or bad, that we want to talk about before we close out our 2019 movie preview show. I'll go first. Have to talk about this, John Wick Chapter 3. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of the John Wick movies. The casts only keep getting better. And in this one, all that I need to tell you to sell you for the promo image is Keanu Reeves riding a horse in Times Square with a machine gun.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's all you need to know. The second movie is one that Banner and I talked about extensively today off pod. So Banner, I quickly want your thoughts, but it's a movie called Knives Out. It stars Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, a couple other big actors. It is a murder mystery, a period piece set, I believe, in the mid 80s. I read about it. It seemed dark. It seemed gritty. I was so excited for this. And then I scrolled up on the IMDb page, and Banner, tell him who is directing it.
Rian fucking Johnson.
And I immediately lost interest. I was like, why? Stay away from it.
Spoiler, nothing matters.
Yeah, this might the murderer wasn't actually a murderer. And no one
doesn't even matter at all.
It was just a accident.
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know. This could still be good, but I was just really disappointed to see that. And do I irrationally hate Rian Johnson? Yes, but
no, it's rational.
No, yeah, I don't think that's rational. That's the definition of rational.
Thank you. So Knives Out, the Rian Johnson director, is what I want to talk about, and then John Wick Chapter 3. We will definitely do a movie commentary on at least the first John Wick before that hits theaters. All right. Let's go, Geiger, to you. Any honorable mentions, anything we or you left out you want to talk about?
Yeah, this movie goes right to Cycli and Hornacek are horror connoisseurs, and this movie comes out in October. And I've been a fan of Halloween movies, but they always don't have to be scary. If you look at Halloween, some of the movies that are played the most is Beetlejuice, and it's Hocus Pocus. And the new Addams Family, I think, has some legs with Oscar Isaac and Charlize Theron. I think it could be a cool movie. I think it could be maybe a timeless Halloween hit. We need some more Halloween movies, man, that we can watch through. And another one, after seeing Kingsman Golden Circle, I kind of fell in love how they kind of revitalized that and kind of went to the with who is it, Channing Tatum into Kentucky. There's really no actors up on this. I can't really find anything about it.
It's a prequel movie, yeah.
But I'm kind of every movie they've done I've kind of liked. So I'm interested in what the story's going to be. I'll say that. More interested than anything right now.
Good one. Deep cut there. Cycli, anything you want to mention?
Yeah, I'll stick with the horror, and I'll go with Stephen King. He's got 2 big movies coming out with Pet Sematary, and then we get It Chapter 2, and I love the first It. I thought it was, I know we talked about it on the pod, but the first It was fantastic with the kids. I'm excited about the adults they've cast in it. So really looking forward.
McAvoy and Chastain, right?
Yeah,
James.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and so I'm just looking forward to that. And then I had a second place I wanted to mention really quick for flop, and since we're talking about honorable mention, this was my honorable mention flop. It is Men in Black.
Wow.
So,
how dare you?
Get it out your mouth.
Just taking a shot right at Banner.
It might not be a failure in the box office, but I see it being a total joke when it comes to the critic release.
You can't tell me any of the Men in Blacks aren't a total joke.
I was going to say, I'll say this.
That's exactly what they are.
The first one's fantastic, man. I love the originals.
I rewatched the first one a few nights ago, and it's not that good.
No, I didn't do that.
Take a shit, light it on fire, put it on my front porch, but do not make fun of Man in Black.
The trailer did not look good.
Another banner, actually, I won't mention this because I don't want to take one from you, but I could be wrong, but I think Pet Sematary is also a Netflix original movie, but I'm not 1,000% sure on that. Jason Clarke and John Lithgow, who I both like, are back in that.
Netflix, to me, honestly, really quickly, is on par with box office release now.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even take away, I know it's easy for us to define what is what, but when I look at a movie now, I don't judge it whether it's a Netflix or in the cinema, because I think originally we were thinking whatever Netflix has is going to be B movie. It's not like that, I don't think, anymore.
No, especially if you look at the talent they're getting. I mean,
yeah,
shit,
exactly.
Bird Box. Check out our Bird Box review. They got Sandra Bullock in her fucking prime right now. All right, Banner, any honorable mentions, anything we left out?
All right. First off, I've got Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yep.
Literally have no idea what it's going to be about. No idea anything about it. Who's in it? Who's directing? We know nothing.
The
But
Nickelodeon show?
yeah, but based off of
It's
it's
pitching?
yeah,
Nice.
it's just they're making a movie called Are You Afraid of the Dark, in line with the Nickelodeon show. Because I watched the show when I was a kid, I'm in on this 100%. The next one, Geiger, you're gonna love this. What if I told you they're making a Western about Billy the Kid?
They already did called Young Guns, but I'm listening. Keep going.
Vincent D'Onofrio is directing, starring D'Onofrio, Chris Pratt, Ethan Hawke, Dane DeHaan, and Adam Baldwin.
Yeah, I'm in.
So they just got the whole Magnificent Seven cast back, pretty much.
Chris Pratt or Pine?
Pratt.
Wonder if he's playing
Pratt.
the kid.
Pratt, D'Onofrio. I think Dane DeHaan.
I think
is.
Dane DeHaan is playing the kid.
Okay.
Which is weird. Can he have his emo swoop in the Wild West, or would that be frowned upon?
No, you can't. At all.
All right. Then I don't know how you get him in the role, but that cast fucks, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Literally just about the cast, and then anything with D'Onofrio at the helm, I think is going to be great as well.
In Are You Afraid of the Dark, as long as they have a scene where someone throws sand on the fire, I'm fucking in.
Yeah,
I
was gonna say they have,
that was my favorite part.
Close at the campfire.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. One other thing I realized we didn't mention that obviously we're excited for. I don't want anyone to be like, you guys forgot this. Toy Story 4. Oh, yeah. I don't know how you top Toy Story 3 and that emotional ending, but Tom Hanks is claiming that they've done it. And of course we'll go see that. Jordan Peele and Keegan-Michael Key are also in the voice cast, which is kind of a cool addition. All right. For our legal counsel, Ronnie Cycli, our enforcer in the paint, Matt Geiger, and the mad scientist, Brian Banner. I've been the mayor, Jeff Hornacek. Thank you guys so much for checking us out. We are very much looking forward to this year in movies and sharing it with all you guys at home. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube, Bro Force Squad, 3 words. Give us a follow on Twitter at Bro4Squad, and check out everything that we are doing and all of our content on our website, bro4squad.com. Thank you guys, and we will see you at the movies. I hope Knuckles isn't in Sonic, because I really do want him as like a post-credit tease.
It needs to be a post-credit.